YOLO! I was not expecting to make another video talking about the economy this soon, since I just recently made this video. But guess what? Things got worse. Here is an accurate representation of how my morning went the other day.
Morning. It's morning, everyone! Today's the day! The sun is shining, the tank is clean, and we are getting out of... The tank is clean. The tank is clean!
Now, the two things that got me feeling this way when I woke up the other day were A, the new $2,000 stimulus check, or tariff dividend that they're talking about doing, which hopefully they don't, and B, the implementation for the new 50-year home loan. That way you can spend an extra 20 years paying interest to the bank. You'll spend half a century paying off a house. But when I heard about these two things, there was only one or two things that had gone through my mind immediately, and it was this.
Cool. Can you give me a sec?
Alan, we are so fucked.
No. We're completely fucked. We're completely fucked.
Oh, this is worthless.
It's less than worthless, my boy.
Jokes aside, I had theorized in my financial collapse imminent video that the government may try to intentionally destroy the value of the dollar to inflate their assets so that they can pay off their national debt, which would leave all of us, the average citizens, left holding the bag. Well, these definitely seem like devalue the dollar on purpose kind of moves, and I am so tired of winning, Mr. President.
So much, you may even get tired of winning, and you'll say, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much.
This right here, the 35 or more recent numbers, $38 trillion of debt, is why I believe this is happening. The 50-year mortgage, the potential another stimulus check, are strategic moves to destroy the value of the dollar. That way they can inflate the price of their assets to try and do a potential global rug pull to pay off the national debt. Now, not everything is doom and gloom. Just like in real life, there are the conquerors, and then there are the conquered. There are those who are in the know, and then there are those who are not. There are those who see the writing on the wall, and those who walk right past it onto the train tracks. We are going to be the former and not the latter, because I will briefly explain how these things affect the common man, which is us, and what we can do to ensure that we are not the ones stuck holding the bag when the bubble finally pops. And boy, is it looking like we're going to have a big economic bubble. It's a 3-part bubble this time. First, we have the modern dot-com bubble. Instead of the dot-coms like they had back in our parents' generation, we have AI bubble. People thought AI was going to turn lead into gold, and now they're realizing it's not quite all it's cracked up to be yet. 2, the housing market. The American dream of having a nice little home, a white picket fence, a wife, 2.5 kids, a dog, unrealistic because the modern homes are hundreds of thousands of dollars for what used to cost somebody 80 or 90. And then finally, the debt bubble. The national debt, the interest on that debt each year, exceeds the military budget of the United States. We spend more on the military than anyone else on the planet. The next couple of superpowers combined aren't spending near as much as we are. And we're spending more in debt interest than we are on our military. These are 3 massive bubbles that are probably not going to be deflated, are probably not going to have nice economic soft landings. They're going to cause a simultaneous multi-pop, which will shake the entire global market. And one of the reasons that I think the economic collapse is coming sooner rather than later is I had just read an article saying that the Saudis sold oil using the yuan as a currency backed for the deal. That would be the first time in modern history that an oil deal has been done using a currency other than the US dollar. Let's start with housing. 50-year mortgage. The thought process here being, if it's a 50-year mortgage, the monthly payments will be lower, so average people will be able to qualify for homes easier. But by doing so, you're spending more in interest over a longer period of time. You will eat the bugs, you will own nothing, and you will be happy. Very dystopian, very not demure, not cutesy. But it is the future we're heading in if we don't stop trying to make everything easy and convenient and rentable, leasable, monthly expensable. Whatever happened to just buying something and owning it outright? We don't do that anymore, and that's a problem. Now, there is a way we can benefit from this 50-year home loan thing. And it's not just stacking up our cash and waiting for the entire thing to pop and then buying in at rock bottom prices. But instead, what we could do is qualify for a 50-year home loan, but then pay more each month. Similar to how some people get a 30-year mortgage and then pay it off in 15 to 20 years, saving tens of thousands or potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. You could do the same thing with a 50-year mortgage. You could sign up for it, get the lower monthly payments, but then pay that thing down way more aggressively, saving hundreds of thousands to potentially millions of dollars over the long run of the loan. Now, I don't think this would be a useful thing for the average person to lock themselves into a 50-year loan for their own home that they live in. But what it could be is a useful tool for getting into real estate investing. Because if you're able to spread out the payments, have a lower down payment, lower monthly payment, etc., over the course of a longer period of time, then it should be easier to qualify for a home loan. In which case, try and get duplex, triplex, quadplex, qualify it for 50 years, and then rent that thing out, getting 2, 3, 4 units worth of rent. That is the only way I see this being potentially useful. Otherwise, it's just a debt trap that gives you an extra 2 decades to pay off your debt. And like I had shown earlier, with the first-time home buyer's average age being 40 years old, a 50-year mortgage puts you at the age of 90 by the time you pay off your first home, which is ridiculous. You spend your entire life in debt slavery. Now moving on to the new stimulus check, the tariff dividend that they're talking about. A, I hope it doesn't happen. B, it feels like a slap in the face. Tariffs cause prices to increase, and we end up having to foot the bill for that. And then they give us a little kickback of our own money. I think tariffs are a good thing when used as a negotiation tool. I think tariffs are a bad thing when they're used as a shrouded consumption tax on the American people. But let's assume that they go ahead and they do it. A $2,000 stimulus check. Well, what happened the last time we got stimulus checks? The economy experienced mass inflation. Money machine went brrrr. Prices skyrocketed, and they never came back down. Now, inflation rates lowered, which means that the prices grow slower, but they still grow. So, $2,000 hits your bank. What's the best possible thing you can do with it? Invest it. It will be tempting to pay off rent, to pay down credit card debt, which may be more important depending on how much credit card debt you have. I made a video recently talking about credit card debt because it's just an absolute nightmare. They're like 30-something% interest rates right now. But the most important thing you can do other than paying off potential credit card debt is to invest it. Assets are going to be increasing in value tremendously since the market is going to be flooded with new cash. More cash, more demand, less supply, increased prices. Basic economics. If you don't own assets, you're going to fall behind. This is the elimination of the middle class, the wealth inequality of which they always speak about. Well, you won't have as much wealth inequality between the middle class and the rich if you just destroy the middle class altogether. It'll then be the rich and then the state-sponsored citizens, the poverty citizens, the universal basic income citizens, the eat the bugs and be happy citizens. It'll be the oligarchy and it'll be the serfs. A tale as old as time. History doesn't repeat, it rhymes. This is why it's so important to start investing. Now, I'm not a financial advisor or a fiduciary, and I'm not an economist, so I can't tell you what to invest in and what will survive the multi-bubble pop or be the most exponential growth thing to invest in. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. But I can tell you that it's probably not going to be the most economically wise decision to put your money into pictures of monkeys in blue hats. NFTs came and went. Try and invest in something that's not going to blow up overnight and then vanish the next day. Try to avoid rug pulls. Focus on solid businesses that can survive any economic conditions. A great economic reset is coming. But hopefully we can rise from the ashes like a phoenix from the flames if we start positioning ourselves now. Avoid all the things that glitter because they're not always made of gold. Like a 50-year mortgage sounds good, lower interest rates, easier to qualify. But in reality, you're spending way more over a longer period of time trapping yourself into economic servitude and serfdom. But that's just my 2 cents worth. I'm a schmuck in a truck, so what would I know? Take what I say with a grain of salt. Just know that if you aren't preparing for the future, it's probably going to catch you by surprise. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know in the comments below how the sound quality was for this video. This is the first video I've recorded using my new microphone, so I'm really hoping that it made a big difference and improved the quality. But if not, let me know. That way I can be like, oh no, I wasted my money. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year, so I'd really appreciate it. And with that, I'll catch you on the flip side.